Sometimes God works secretly and behind the scenes, but He will reveal His work to us when the time is right. We talk about this quite frequently. We sit there when we're going through our trials, suffering, whatever. We're like, what's God doing? Why am I going through this? He's punishing me and everything else. Or sometimes we feel as though He's left us, like we don't feel His presence with us. The fact of the matter is God hasn't gone anywhere. One, sometimes it's us that have gone somewhere. The other thing is that sometimes, like it says, God works secretly and behind the scenes. He's working behind the scenes to bring about great blessing, great breakthrough, whatever it is. He's working behind the scenes to bring it through. And just because you don't see it now does not mean, it will not come to pass. It will come to pass, and you will see eventually what God's been doing all this time. When you see the blessing, you're going to be like, oh, no wonder I was going through that, because He was working behind the scenes in my life, and He brought about a great blessing to me. And He'll reveal His work to us when the time is right, Not when we think it's right, but when God thinks it's right. The problem is we sit here and we want Him to automatically show us everything, show it right away, Lord, show us your work, what the heck you're doing, whatever. We want it right now, right here, right now, We're in a rush. But the fact of the matter is God's going to reveal to it in His timing. He'll reveal His work to us when He thinks the time is right, not when we think so. And, God's timing, the God's timing concept goes for so many other things, finding your special someone, getting through whatever trial, God's timing, not ours. We want to sit and we want to rush everything, maybe it's a blessing that God's going to give in His timing, not ours, You can't sit there and rush God. We all like to try because as humans we get impatient. But the thing is, you sit there and you rush God, you're going to make a tragic mistake. When you sit there and you rush out and try to get it all on your own, you're going to make a mistake. Because you're very likely going to fall into deception that God was trying to keep you from in the first place. Or into a trap He was trying to keep you out of. So just remember that. He works behind the scenes sometimes, but He'll reveal the work to us when the timing's right. Y'all have a great and blessed day. I love yous.